What is up, my party people? Circuitron here again, and we are back with yet another product unboxing and impressions video. This go round, we will be covering the 1982 classic Tron. This movie and its sequel, Tron Legacy, both hold a very, very special place in my heart. So without any further ado, why don't we jump right into this one? Alright, so it is time to unbox Tron, the original classic. I've had this one for a while and I've been excited to unbox it and see what it's all about. Alright, so first up, as usual, we have the J card. Not anything uber super special. I do like the special shape for that wraps around the front there on the top, so you could see all of the art on the front. And it's kind of typical for your J card. It just got art from the movie directly. Just brief synopsis and tells what deleted scenes are on there. Next up, we have got the case itself. There's the front, side, and the back. Wraps around and is pretty gorgeous. If you like Tron, you love the art from Tron anyways. It's beautiful, beautiful series of movies. We've got our digital code on the inside. All right, so first up, we've got the discs. Nothing uber amazing, but they're still beautiful. They're not just plain discs. So here is the 4K disc. Like it. Way better than just a solid color disc with the metallic text. And then always with the back. I have a hard time getting these out. I don't want to damage them. There we go. And here is the Blu-ray disc. Again, it's art just directly from the movie during the, I believe, the light disc battle, or one of them. I might have butchered whatever that is entirely, but yeah, pretty simple and easy. Still beautiful discs. And then we've got the inside. I really, really, really like the inside. We've got the light cycles. Definitely an amazing, beautiful steelbook if you're a fan of Tron, which I very, very much am. I'm definitely glad to add this one to my collection, and I'm super, super excited to give this baby a watch. Really excited to give this a watch. It's been a good long while. But yeah, that is the Tron original classic 4K steelbook unboxing. Now, let's get on with the content that actually comes on this disc. For the quality of the masters on these two discs, the 4K and the Blu-ray, for the 4K, real world scenes are super, super crisp and clear. There's virtually no film grain whatsoever. You can see it every once in a while, but for the most part, they've removed all of the film grain. The colors are absolutely beautiful. It does retain the look and feel of an 80s film with those slightly muted reds, slightly muted greens and blues, but they still look absolutely beautiful. Like, the movie is still very, very obviously a 4K transfer. Blacks are very dark, so nighttime scenes, I mean, your screen is just black, and you've got the lights going throughout. You've got like helicopters, city lights, so the blacks are super, super dark, contrasted very, very well by the lights. For scenes on the grid, CGI effects are just colorful and absolutely beautiful. The neons, especially, really, really pop. So anytime you have like the neon suits, neon backgrounds, they really, really pop in the film. I know a lot of the effects nowadays, being an 80s film, look a little bit aged, but to me, they look amazing in this transfer, and they are absolutely the best way to experience all of these effects. They pop, and they are absolutely gorgeous. It really, really helps sell the idea of that digital world. For the Blu-ray, it's not a massive downgrade. Colors are slightly a little bit more muted. Not a massive difference, but it is a little noticeable. There is a little bit more film grain throughout the scenes. Again, not a huge issue. It is a movie from the 80s. I think preserving some of that film grain is needed because it's a product of its time, and you want it to still feel like a product of its time. The blacks are not as truly black. They are a little bit more washed out. Nighttime scenes, you do see that like that film grain and that like slight white washout feeling over the blacks. Again, not a deal breaker, but it is something I noticed on the Blu-ray much more so than the 4K. And lastly, it's a small downgrade from the 4K. Not all the scenes are as clear, not all the characters are as clear, but it really does not take away from the movie. It's still a very impressive 2K master. For the sound, the Dolby Atmos track is definitely not the most impressive I have ever seen in a movie. It's not bad by any means, but it is not the most impressive I've ever had. The music and the sound effects are definitely immersive. Voice lines, however, are mostly unaffected. Like you'll have some very, very clear voice lines, but in a lot of those voice lines, you do have that distance or that echo that you get from a lot of earlier movies just because of the technology of the time, the way cameras captured recordings. So you do get some weird, I don't want to say weird necessarily, but some of the voice lines do sound a little bit off, a little bit distant. It's not super distracting, but it can be heard. For the vast majority of the film, though, it sounds incredible. The soundtrack is great. The sound effects are absolutely great. And they really, really immerse the viewer into the grid when they're in the digital side of the world. So overall, really, it's not the greatest 4K transfer, the greatest audio I've ever heard, but it's up there. Okay, so now we come to the special features on this baby. And oh boy, is this one a doozy. There's a lot of special features built into this home release of Tron. So to start with, the 4K disc, there's nothing on there. The 4K disc is just the movie, all of those languages, and scene selection. That is it. However, on the Blu-ray disc, we have a whopping 4.5 hours of special features. Technically, I guess you can count it as 3 if you don't want to include the commentary as a special feature and don't want to include that in the full runtime. Then you've got about 3 hours of special features, but still, it's staggering. There's a lot on there. So let's just get started. We'll run through them. I'll show off some clips, stuff like that, and there's a ton, guys. So to start with, we have the Tron phenomenon. That is a 10-minute featurette on the creation of Tron, the mystique of computers at the time in 1982, and the challenge presented with creating this vision for the big screen with the emerging technologies of the 1980s. It also covers the struggle of releasing something like Tron in the 80s and how its ideas have gone on to become reality, with the movie gaining an absolute cult-like status nowadays. Wasn't super popular back in the day. A lot of people couldn't wrap their minds around the concept of the movie, but nowadays there's definitely a cult following fan base, one of which is sitting right in front of you. Crazy guy, I know. Next up, we have got Phototronology, which is a 17-ish minute feature where the director Steven Lisberger and his son Carl Lisberger view and react to an archive of photos from the creation of Tron in the Disney vaults. It's got original promo stills. It's got behind-the-scenes photos. It's got just all sorts of awesome behind-the-scenes looks into Tron. And then also paired with that, Steven does explain in depth how a lot of these processes went and revealed a lot of the challenges that they have to overcome. I really liked this feature. I thought it was so cool. I really geeked out seeing father and son going over the entire archive together and thought it was a really special, really unique special feature. Next up, we have got the audio commentary. So kind of standard par for course. The audio commentary accompanies the movie with just a lot of behind the scenes information, a lot of input from the following people. So we've got the director, Steven Lisberger. We've got producer Donald Kushner, associate producer and visual effects supervisor Harrison Ellenshaw, and visual effects supervisor Richard Taylor. Again, they cover the origins of Tron, the creative process, marketing, and techniques that they use to create the movie, all sorts of really cool stuff in that audio commentary. Next up, we've got where the bulk of the special features are. So we have on the disc what is called original DVD features. Within that, when you expand it, is where all of these features show up. So to begin with, we've got the development menu. Underneath that, to start with, we have the early development of Tron. Early development of Tron is about 2.5 minutes. It talks about the early ideas, inspirations, and the creative processes used, as well as how they ended up choosing Disney as their publisher, as their distributor. Next up, we have the early Lisberger Studios animation. That one is just a short, really quick 30-second animation using conventional animation to promote the studio and to use to license out. To basically, when people want to develop a movie, make a movie with that studio, that's the logo. That'll go there. Next up, we have one called Computers Are People Too. That one is about a 4.5 minute mini documentary detailing computer graphics at the time and the parallels between our lives and our computer lives. Pretty cool little mini feature there. Next up, we also have early video tests. So the early video test, it's just a short 30-second test to analyze and create digital effects on characters to see if they worked before they actually went on with the full creative process. So next up, we have the digital imagery submenu. That one, starting with, we've got backlight animation. Backlight animation is a 1.5 minute feature. It details the processes that they used for lighting characters and different scenes while those characters are on the grid. I thought that was pretty freaking neat. Really, really unique process that they used to develop that movie. Next up, we have got digital imagery in Tron. So that one is about 3.5 minutes, and it details the choreographing of digital images in Tron. It includes the companies that created these images through different contracts and how everything came together under one cohesive whole when they put the entire movie together. Next up, we have got Beyond Tron. So Beyond Tron is about 4 minutes. It details how a company called the Mathematical Applications Group Incorporated, or MAGI, started doing computer animation and became involved in Tron. Originally, it was not just a computer animation studio for entertainment. They were something entirely different, and they became a studio that did computer animation. Next up, we have got the role of Triple I. The role of Triple I is a very quick 30-second clip. It just has someone's talking about the importance of Triple I's CGI work on Tron and the movie landscape in general. Beyond that, we also have the Triple I demo. So the Triple I demo is a short 2.5 minute demo that shows off the depth of Triple I's animating and computer graphics skills. So a pretty cool little animation, very, very advanced for the 1980s, and was a fun, short little watch. Next up, in the original DVD features menu, this isn't a subheading, it's its own thing when you click on it, but we do have the Making of Tron. This one was really, really neat. So the Making of Tron is an hour and 30-minute documentary made in 2002. It fully explores the making of Tron, from the inception of the idea all the way through to the movie's premiere and beyond. It was a really, really awesome watch. I do believe it's available separately on some video services. Really awesome watch. If you like Tron, it really shows in depth how the heck they created this amazing, amazing movie in the 1980s. So next up, we have got the music submenu. Just a couple features in here. So the first one is the light cycle scene with alternate Carlos music tracks. So this one is just the light cycle scene, very, very famous light cycle scene. About 3 minutes. It has got composer Wendy Carlos's original music score intact. Next up is also the end credits with the original Carlos music. This one is the end credit scene. Instead of using Journey's only solutions, the entire credit sequence has Wendy Carlos's original music score. Pretty neat, just shows a little bit of history of Tron and restores that original ending they were going to use before they licensed out Journey's song. Next up, we have the publicity submenu. So that one, beginning with, we have NATO, N-A-T-O, which is a 5-minute reel put together for the National Association of Theater Owners Convention. It was also served as a trial run for the effects procedures to be used in post-production. So a very, very early look at kind of how Tron was going to look. But again, it was a test for how they were going to implement all of these effects throughout this movie. Next up, we have Work in Progress. So Work in Progress is a very short trailer, about a minute and a half, featuring some unedited film footage. So that one I thought was really, really cool. The set of Tron was just a bunch of black everywhere because they had to add so much in digital production. So it shows that original film scenes without any effects added on, where it's just black and the people acting. So I thought that was really, really neat to watch. We also have trailer 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pretty self-explanatory. It's just a variety of movie trailers to promote and drum up excitement for the film before and after it released in theaters. Next up, we have the deleted scenes submenu. So that one doesn't have a ton of deleted scenes in it, but they were still interesting nonetheless. First off, we've got the introduction by writer-director Steven Lisberger. Just a short 2-minute explanation of the deleted scene that was included and the debate on whether it should or should not have stayed in the movie. Pretty cool little introduction and reasoning given kind of why it wasn't included in the movie. Next up, we have Tron and Yuri's love scene. So that one is about a minute, 56 seconds, and it's just a cut scene from the movie where they just chose not to put it into the final film. Next up, there's also Tron and Yuri's love scene 2. Just a continuation, basically, of the previous scene. It's a very short follow-up that happens just a little bit after the other cut scene. Lastly, in the deleted scene submenu, we also have the alternate opening prologue. Basically, it's just an intro with a text explanation about the world of the users versus the world of the grid. So it's something that they originally were going to put in there to kind of preface the film and let audiences know what they were in for. And I believe in newer cuts of the film, it is included there. But they did choose to cut that out of the original version of the film. So next up, we have the design submenu. There's a bunch of features within that. The first one is, again, introduction by writer-director Steven Lisberger. That one is it's an exploration of the origins of some of the concepts in Tron, like the light cycles, why it was based on a game grid drawing basically from the world of video games. So cool little introduction there. Next up, we have light cycles. Sid Mead discusses light cycle design. That one is just a short, about a minute, 50-second discussion of the origin and design of the light cycle and the challenges that were presented while creating them for the movie. Next up, we also have the light cycles Magi animation tests. This one, very, very short, 16 seconds. It's just a short snippet of video tests for the light cycles when they're moving. Beyond that, we also have, these are kind of the same thing. We have Recognizer's Space Paranoid's video game. You have the letterbox version, and you have the full screen version. Each of these are about 16 seconds long, and it just does a short snippet of the virtual effects and design for the in-movie video game Space Paranoids and a Recognizer being destroyed. So again, just a short 16-second snippet, essentially. Next up, we have storyboarding. So that's our next submenu. In that submenu, we begin with the storyboarding process. And the storyboarding process is a about 4-minute video focused on how the designers created storyboards for various scenes and how those concepts and designs were communicated with their animators. Really, really cool. This is something I really geek out about. I love storyboards. I love seeing the early designs and how they translate that to the final movie. So I really, really jumped onto especially this submenu of the DVD, or the Blu-ray, rather. Next, we do have the creation of the Tron main title, Mobius storyboards. That's a very, very short 16-second snippet showcasing storyboard designs for the main title intro sequence. Next up, we also have the storyboard to film comparison subheading. That's got a few things in it. So we've got the introduction by storyboard artist and animator Bill Croyer. Very short, about 50-second introduction, just exploring the transition from light cycle storyboards to the finished product in the film. Relating to that, we have next up the light cycle chase storyboard only, which is about a minute 56 seconds. I thought this was so cool. It is literally the storyboards timed along to the film audio showcasing the entire storyboard and planning process of the light cycle scene from beginning to end. Amazing feature. I freaking loved it. If you are interested in the design of these films or design of how they made sequences, this is definitely a special feature for you. And then to follow that one up, we've got the light cycle chase final film, which is basically what you just saw, the storyboards, only it is just the 2-minute snippet from the film cut out. No changes made. It's literally just there so you can compare the storyboards and the final cut from the film. Next up, we have our final menu or final option on the original DVD features, and that is galleries. So the galleries are really, really cool. It's an interactive gallery set along to some music. It's got over 200 stills or 200 individual stills. Some of those have like 4 within that as well. So hundreds and hundreds of concept art images, promotional images, and so much more just related to the world of Tron. Definitely a really interesting feature to see. Again, more of those storyboards, behind the scenes images, promo posters, cool stuff like that. Finally, the last special feature per se is called information. That's just some legal stuff. It's just those legal screens that pop up with the copyright. Nothing really special to write home about there. All in all, it's insane how many special features come on this disc. You have got so much to delve into if you love Tron like I do. I spent hours and hours watching and rewatching and just enjoying the heck out of these special features. So yeah, definitely check out the special features if you want some good watching. The menus on this home release of Tron are absolutely amazing. So not only do they fit the vibe of the grid when you're going into them, but there's a lot of motion. There's the movie scenes superimposed over different parts of the grid, and it's accompanied by some pretty cool background music. Your selection is your standard right to left, left to right selection, where you've got like play movie scenes, setup, stuff like that. One thing I thought was cool is when you make your selection, it'll move over to the left, and then it'll expand a further bar where you can choose your scene, where you can choose your special feature. It gives you room to see exactly what you're choosing there. For the special features menu itself, I thought it was really cool. So when you pick special features, it will pop up a list of features you want to select. If you pick the original DVD features, that expands out into another box where it lets you select the category of DVD feature that you want. And then that expands one more time into another box on the side where it lets you pick the exact feature you want. On top of that, depending on the feature that you are scrolled over at the time, a little info box will pop up above that selection menu telling you exactly what that special feature was about. I thought that was super cool. I don't really see that in a lot of Blu-rays, so I thought that was really neat. Beyond that, if you're going back to the menu while you're watching the movie, I thought it was pretty neat that it will pop the menu back down on the bottom. It pulls up like the full menu screen, but instead of just the random movie scenes, when you're just selecting the menu, the movie will continue playing in a little box above the menu bar. I thought that was really neat. Not unique to this release, but it's always something really cool when it lets you continue to watch the movie while you're making your selection if you need to change languages, stuff like that. Lastly, when you're in the middle of special features, if you press that menu button, it'll pop up a little thing in the middle of the screen just asking if you want to resume the movie or go back to the menus themselves. So the menus on these discs on this release I thought were really neat. They're very user-friendly, they're super intuitive, and they really just make this collection an absolute joy to navigate. Okay, so language options. For this home release of Tron, there are a staggering amount of language options, especially on the 4K disc. While there's not going to be something for absolutely everybody, there is going to be something for a very large majority of people. So to begin with, the language options, the audio options that we have are as follows. We have got English, Dolby Atmos, English 2.0 descriptive audio, French 5.1 DTS digital surround, Latin American Spanish 5.1 Dolby Digital, Castilian Spanish 5.1 DTS digital surrounds, German 5.1 DTS digital surrounds, Italian 5.1 DTS digital surrounds, Czech 5.1 Dolby Digital, Polish 2.0 Dolby Digital, and Japanese 5.1 DTS HD Master. So for audio options, that is a total of 10 audio options that you have on the 4K disc alone. Next up, we have got subtitles. So for the subtitle options, we have as follows. We have English for the hearing impaired, French, Latin American Spanish, Castilian Spanish, German, Italian, Czech, Polish, Japanese, Dutch, Danish, Finnish, Norwegian, and Swedish. So for subtitle options, that is a whopping 14 options for subtitles on the 4K disc. And last but not least, we also have menu language options on the 4K disc. So the menu language options are as follows. We have English, French, Latin American Spanish, Castilian Spanish, German, Italian, Czech, Polish, Japanese, and Dutch. So again, for the menu language options, we also have 10 whopping options on the 4K disc. Switching over now to the Blu-ray disc, there aren't as many options. There's still an alright assortment, kind of what I'm mostly used to on a lot of these home releases. So the audio options are as follows. We have got English 5.1 DTS HD Master, French 5.1 Dolby Digital, Spanish 5.1 Dolby Digital, and Portuguese 5.1 Dolby Digital. So while not as many as the 4K disc, we do still have 4 audio options on the Blu-ray. Going over to subtitles on the Blu-ray, we have the following. We have English for the hearing impaired, standard English subtitles, French, Spanish, and Portuguese. So for the Blu-ray disc itself, we have 5 subtitle options. Again, not as many as the 4K, but still a good amount. Last but not least, it's under the language options on the Blu-ray, but it doesn't really do anything special. It's just the screensaver. You can choose it to be on or off, and then you can set it to kick in after 5, 10, or 20 minutes. All that does is make your screen go slightly darker, just so you're not burning in any images into your TV. But that's all of the language options. There are a ton for this film. For this 4K Steelbook home release of Tron, I would definitely recommend it to anybody that is a large Tron fan such as myself. The amount of special features that come on the disc are just absolutely staggering. There's a ton of archival footage, there's a few new things, there's an amazing audio commentary, so many special features. The movie itself looks fantastic. The audio sounds really, really good. While not the best I've ever heard, it's still very, very serviceable, and it's still the best way to watch the movie. The graphical effects in like the CGI footage looks fantastic. The menus are very, very immersive, and the packaging is absolutely gorgeous. For this home release, I would definitely have to give it a score of 9 out of 10. A very, very solid 9 out of 10. Just amazing, amazing collection. It is everything a Tron fan could want in a home release. And with that comes the ending of another product unboxing and impressions video. I hope that you guys found some use out of this video. Hope that maybe you learned something new here or there. And ultimately, I really hope this video helped you decide whether you want to add this to your collection or avoid it entirely. I simply cannot stop gushing about this release. I love this movie. I love this series. This release has so many special features packed in, so much extra stuff on the disc. The transfer is beautiful, and the movie is just great to watch. I think that this is an absolute gem to add to my collection. If you did get use out of this video, please consider subscribing, liking the video, and leaving a comment down below. You can let me know what you think I can do better in this series, what you like that I do in this series, or even just talk about Tron in general. I would love to connect with you guys in the comments below. With that being said, I want to thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for your support and for vibing with me. I love you all so much. And until next time, as usual, guys, peace.